Yeah, so what I basically did was I ran it on the training um file that I had, and it's gonna go and explore around the maze um and like map it out basically. And then after my training has finished and it has explored all the walls of the maze, it'll come back to the start state, and then I can run the run file using the QTable and go from there. So now it's basically just exploring the environment until we get to some state. I have it moving really slowly right now. Also, my computer does render the software a bit worse than others because I'm using the VM. Um, so I didn't want to break my computer, basically. So I kept the values pretty low in terms of movement. But I'll just fast forward until this has been completed, basically.
And here you can see that it did collide with a wall. It collided with this wall right here. So now it's going to go towards the right to try and find a different path because it got too close or within a certain threshold, distance-wise to some sort of object that it sensed. So I have it trying to figure out and find a different path in the system. Um, Sorry, just dragging it around, but yeah, so I have it coming back and it's going at a slight diagonal, so it might collide with this wall at some point or get too close, and then it'll keep going straight until it gets to here, and so on and so forth until it explores the entire map. But that's just one example of the redirection purpose that I had utilizing the QTable um, for this project. Yeah, so you can see here that it did collide with this wall, and now it's trying to redirect and find a different direction to go in because it came too close to this wall. So you can see it kind of moving around, trying to figure out where to go. And so it's moving slightly over to here and trying to go along the wall. Um, yep. But after it stabilizes and redirects itself, just like that, you can see it's now facing this direction, so it'll start coming around after it stabilizes. Yeah, so now you can see that the robot is coming down in a downwards path along this wall instead of just repeatedly colliding. It does take some calibration, um, which I had coded in as well, utilizing the QTable, but you can see that it's slowly starting to move towards this side after colliding. Again, it's just making sure that there's still more to go, and then it'll turn around and keep going, and so on and so forth until this corner. And this is one of the examples of the redirection property that I had uh, coded into this. Obviously, it's not ideal or perfect, but it does get the job done. And basically, I wanted to highlight also for that last part that it is going along the wall, which satisfies the requirements of this problem. Um, Especially you can see in that last part where it like comes down a bit, it turns to the same direction to see if it can keep going, and it keeps following down the path. That shows that it can follow and go down a straight path, which satisfies the requirements again.